So good morning students. Today we are going to discuss the course that is Vision for Humane Society, and welcome to all of you in this course. So today I will briefly describe about the course and then we will discuss about human goal. So regarding the course, every one of us wants to live a fulfilling life as an individual, and we also desire for a harmonious society where everyone's expectation of a fulfilling life can be ensured. So if I ask about fulfilling life, so fulfilling life means feeling of happiness and prosperity in all time. I'm having good health, good relationship. I'm able to ensure coexistence with nature and existence. I'm having also a harmonious society and conducive social structure and systems which are helpful in fulfilling life. So throughout this course, we are going to talk about harmonious society and its structure that would help us in a fulfilling life. So before moving ahead, ask yourself, do you want to live with this kind of life where you have feeling of prosperity and happiness all the time, you have good health, you have good relations with everyone, you are able to ensure coexistence, nature, and also with human being? Ask yourself, just pause the screen for 2 minutes and explore and verify in yourself. Do you want this kind of life or not? So if I ask this question, I get an answer, yes, I want this kind of life. And you can explore within yourself, do you want to this kind of life or not? So outline of this course. So in this course, we are going to talk about human goal. Where do we want to be as a society and societal system? We will also talk about systems, dimensions required for realizing the human goal. We will talk about various dimensions like education, production, justice, etc. We will also study and evaluate which part of the present system is working in this direction and where the improvement has to be done. This we will also study. We will also study various steps for ensuring harmony in the parts that are not up to the mark. And at the last of this course, we will also study some meaningful efforts made in this direction. So you can say that the whole course is divided into two categories. In first category, we are going to talk about society, and in the another category, we are going to talk about social system. So when I am talking about society, society means people living together with the feeling of relationships. And systems means the process, method, dimensions, etc. which are required to achieve these collective social goals. So basically system and society are interconnected. That's why we will use both the words interchangeably during this course. So we can say that the whole course is divided into two parts. In first part, we will talk about human-human relationship, that is about society in details. And in another part, we will talk about societal system, societal order. So in part 1, we are going to discuss about behavior, conduct as an individual, and our collective behavior, collective conduct. And in part 2, we are going to discuss what is our participation as individual in the larger order, in the societal order. And we will also discuss the goal, constitution, policy conducive to achieve these social goals. And we will also talk about scope of this societal order. So course objectives are as follows. The course will help the students to understand the importance and types of relationship with expressions. The course will also help to develop the competence to think about the conceptual framework of undivided society as well as universal human order. So this course is going to very important for all of us because we are going to have a framework of undivided society. And the course will also help students to develop the exposure for transition from current state to undivided society. So we will not talk only about the harmonious society, we will also talk about the steps which are required to move in that directions. And course methodology is same as we studied during UHV-I, UHV-II and UHV-III. The whole course is explorational and thus universally adoptable. It is free from any dogma, set of do's and don'ts. The course will initiate the process of self-exploration, self-investigation within yourself. So the whole content will be in the form of proposal. We will put many proposals to have a harmonious society, and you have to explore in yourself, you have to investigate in yourself whether the given proposals are correct or not. So if it is naturally acceptable to me, to you, then we will accept it. Otherwise, we will explore it in a more deeper. So I am here to help you in this process of self-exploration and self-investigation. So don't assume any proposal to be true. Keep your mind open and contemplate over this proposal. And ask yourself every time whether it is naturally acceptable to me or not, whether it will be helpful to ensure harmony with all or not, whether it will be helpful to ensure harmony with nature or not. Keep asking this question to yourself. So the whole course is divided into 5 modules. In module 1, we are going to introduce the course. In module 2, we will talk about human-human relationships, its fulfillment. Module 3 basically talks about justice and its expansion from family to world family order. And in module 4, we will discuss about undivided society, universal human order. And in module 5, we are going to discuss about human traditions, some meaningful efforts in this direction, etc. Regarding reference books, so these are the list of reference book. You can refer Foundation Course in Human Values and Professional Ethics by R.R. Gaur, R. Asthana and G.P. Bagadia ji. Another book is Avartanshil Arthashastra by A. Nagaraj, Economy of Permanence, Energy and Equity, Science and Humanism by R.R. Gaur, Samadhanatmak Bhautikvad by A. Nagaraj, Small is Beautiful, and etc. So you can go through these books to have a feeling of social order, harmonious social order. So it's all about the introduction of the course. Thank you very much, all of you, for listening me patiently. And with this background, now we will move to lecture number 2, where we are going to talk about human goal in detail. Thank you. So welcome to lecture number 2, recognizing the human goal. So students, we are going to talk about human goal in this lecture in details. So about this lecture content, in this lecture we will discuss about the goal of human beings, where we want to reach as a collective, as a society. This we are going to study in this lecture. So very important question, how to recognize our real goals. How to recognize our real goals. So it is very simple to find out our real goals. If absence of something leads to our unhappiness, we can deduce that it is our real goal, otherwise it is not. So in this lecture, we will find out what are real goals. If I achieve that goals, will it lead to continuous happiness? If it is, then the goals which we are going to discuss are real goals. So before moving towards human goal, let's ask a question to yourself. What is your basic aspiration? What is your human aspiration? You want to live with physical facility? You want to survive on this planet only? Or you want to live with mutual fulfillment in relationship, and ensuring required physical facility. There is another a choice. Or you want to live with continuous fulfillment. Continuous fulfillment means I have right understanding in the self. I have ability to fulfill relationships. I am having feeling of prosperity. So ask yourself in 1, 2 and 3, what is your aspiration? Verify it. What is your aspiration? 1, 2 or 3. So pause the screen for 2 minutes, read the whole content and ask yourself, do you want 1, 2 or 3? So if I ask the same question, then I get answer option number 3. I want a life where I am having right understanding in myself. I have enough competence to fulfill relationships. I am having feeling of prosperity. It means I am able to find out the real needs of mine. So this kind of life I want to live. And you can ask yourself, which option is correct for you, 1, 2 or 3. So continuous fulfillment is also known as, also called by different names. For example, satisfaction, bliss, peace, enlightenment, liberation, self-actualization, etc. So name can be different, but ask yourself, do you want this in your life or not? Right understanding the self, fulfillment in relationship, feeling of love and compassion, ensuring more than required physical facility, it means prosperity. Ask yourself. So I hope you have stopped the screen and asking yourself, trying to investigate in yourself which option is true for you in 1, 2 and 3. So as we read during UHV-II that human goal is at the level of individual is right understanding and right feeling in every individual. At the level of family, feeling of prosperity. At the level of society, feeling of fearlessness. And at the level of entire nature, there is a coexistence. So this we have studied during UHV-II. Now in this lecture, we are going to explore human goal in more detail. So we are going to discuss what will be the human goal at the level of individual, what would be the human goal at the level of family, society, nature, etc. So at the level of human being, as we know that human being is a coexistence of self and body, you must have read in UHV-II. So when we are going to talk about human goal, we will talk about self and body both. So in the self, what would be my goal? In the self, my goal would be to ensure right understanding, right feeling and right thought. And when I am teaching you this subject, don't stop exploration. Ask yourself, is it goal for you, for this self? Do you want right understanding in the self? Are you making effort to fulfill this goal? Keep asking yourself. So at the level of individual, especially in the self, the goal is to ensure right understanding, right feeling and right thought. At the level of body, I want health. This is my goal. I also want feeling of prosperity. I want ability, enough ability to recognize required physical facility. And I also want to enough competent for right utilization and preservation of mind, body and physical facility. Then next goal at the level of self, ability to live in a community with the right behavior and work collaboratively. Then mindset of participation in larger order, at least in the family order, in the family system. So ask yourself, are these our needs? If any one of these is missing in your life, would you feel happy? If not, it means these are our real goals. We have to achieve these goals at the level of individual. So keep asking yourself, does your unhappiness or complaint have to do with lack of competence in these areas? Ask yourself. In the absence of competence makes us unhappy, is it our need? Ask yourself. So if you ask yourself, you will find out that most of the problem at the level of individual is due to absence of these goals. So if these goals are missing in myself, then it will lead to a state of unhappiness. It means these goals are real goals at the level of individuals. Similarly, we can see human goal at the level of family. So what would be goal at the level of family? Ability to recognize relationship in the family. So if I am not able to recognize relationship in family, then it would lead us in a state of unhappiness. That's why our goal is to recognize relationship in the family, at the level of family. What does it mean? It means I'm able to recognize relationships like father, mother, son, daughter, brother, sister, etc. I am not only able to recognize this feeling of relationships, I am also able to ensure and fulfilling the expected feeling in these relationships. And I am having mindset and competence for seva as and when required. Similarly, at the level of family, there is a need to recognize physical facility and its protection and its right utilization too. And it will happen with the feeling of prosperity in the family. I am also able to look after the next generation. It means next human being which is coming in our family. I am able to look after at the level of his or her mind and also at the level of his or her body. So do we have enough ability to do this, to ensure this? Then acceptance of responsibility that the family is expected to fulfill in the society. Its fulfillment. I am able to work collaboratively. So these are the goals at the level of family. So if I achieve this goal, then I can ensure my happiness at the level of family. So ask yourself, take a pause for 2 minutes, whether you are making effort toward these goals or not. Are these goals are enough for you or not? If you achieve these goals, will these goals make you happy or not? Ask yourself. Keep exploring it. If you have any problem, if you have any doubt, any dilemma, any contradiction in your mind while studying this slide, write your contradiction in comment box or you can mail me. I will respond to you regarding your questions. Similarly, what would be goal at the level of society? So at the level of society, I am able to fulfill relationship with relatives, friends and all those who come in contact, even strangers. In fact, we can have at least feeling of trust with everyone. So this feeling of trust will ensure environment of fearlessness around me. Similarly, fulfillment of collective responsibilities, those responsibilities that are required for the societal systems. So ask yourself, have you thought over this? What is collective responsibility? Have you jotted down any time? What is my responsibility towards society? Similarly, am I ensuring or am I participating in development of a conducive social environment? So the family can feel assured and be able to participate joyously. Am I doing this? Similarly, it is required so that the family can live in a self-organized manner while preserving the family and societal culture. So harmony in society is required for this purpose. Development of humanistic constitution is also required at the level of society that would help us to live a fulfilling life. Relationship of mutual fulfillment between all, including all countries, neighborhood countries, etc. So if I achieve these goals, then I will continue my happiness at the level of society. So take a pause for 2 minutes and ask yourself, these are real goal or not? Ask yourself, are these goals are real? If you achieve these goals, Will you feel happy at the level of society? Explore in yourself, investigate in yourself. Similarly, we can talk about at the level of nature. So at the level of nature, what will be our goal? We will ensure mutual enrichment with every unit in space, in nature. So you must have read during UHV-II and UHV-III that you are interconnected, you coexist with every unit, with human being, rest of nature, and all this universe is actually interconnected. So if I am interconnected with every unit, so it is my goal to ensure mutual enrichment with every unit in this nature. So I am interconnected with family, village, nation, international levels. So you can take pause for 2 minutes and ask yourself, are you interconnected at all these levels? Have you thought over this? Similarly, when I am interacting with nature, am I ensuring cyclic and mutually enriching production? If I am doing this, it will ensure coexistence. It will ensure harmony at the level of nature. So these are the goals at the level of individual, family, society, and nature. And whatever the problems you see around yourself is because the lack of fulfillment of these goals. Observe that the problems that we see at any level, starting from individual to nation and international, are these problems due to lack of this fulfillment or not? Ask yourself. So these problems exist because we are not able to ensure these goals at some level. Somehow I have missed these goals at the level of individual. Knowingly or unknowingly, I have not identified the goals, right goals at the level of society or family, etc. So if we ensure the fulfillment of these goals, then it seems feasible that we will also get rid of problems we are facing today. What do you think? Take a pause and think for 2 minutes. Do you think it is right? If we ensure the fulfillment of these goals, we will get rid of the prevalent problems. So think, take pause and mail me, write down in comment. I will read your comment. I will respond to you if you mail me personally. So with this, in coming lecture, we are going to talk about right behavior in the society, proper implementation of the societal order. So in future lecture, we will discuss all these in more detail. So till now, contemplate over the points which I have talked in this lecture. Rest we will talk in next lecture, future lectures. Thank you very much. I will wait for you in next lecture. Thank you very much, friends.